Yes, namaste and welcome everyone for today's webinar. We're talking about the upcoming Shivananda Ayurveda retreat. We've got Dr. Mark Halpern with us today and Dr. Mahadevan Sitaraman. Dr. Mahaji, I'll give him an introduction, but he's the dean of the California College of Ayurveda now, and Dr. Mark Halpern, of course, the wonderful founder. But in today's webinar, they're going to lead you through an upcoming retreat we have. It is going to be transformational. It's for everyone who's ready to advance, your basic well-being and your Ayurvedic practice. So we're going to talk about this 4-day experience. It's going to be offered by the California College of Ayurveda in collaboration with the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Farm in Grass Valley. And so Dr. Mark Halpern, Dr. Shiva, is going to be leading with a team of expert faculty, including uh, Brenda Krulikowski, Kelsey Page, Dr. Andrea Deerhart. And what's really cool about this retreat is it's designed to serve two distinct groups, both the folks who are seeking professional advancement and mastery, as well as people who are seeking personal healing and just on their helping to self heal. So, this webinar, we're going to get into all of these details. I've got two wonderful leaders in this space with us today. I'll just give them a brief introduction and hand it over to them. And part of it is everyone's journey. When they share it, it comes out how they got here, why they're doing the work that they're doing, and why it's so meaningful and impactful. Dr. Mark Halpern, he's the founder of the CCA. He's played an important role in the development of Ayurvedic medicine in the West. It was my privilege to be there at the 30-year graduation ceremony, and Dr. Mark walked us through a whole slideshow of the decades of work that he's done. And there are a few people who are as important to the advancement and the introduction of Ayurveda to the West than Dr. Mark Halpern. So it's just a pleasure to be with him today, and you're going to hear from him. And Dr. Mahadevan Sitaraman, he's now the dean of the CCA. He's just an amazing person to work with overall. Great leader, friendly, always willing to take the extra step, get things done, and just it's a pleasure to work with these two wonderful leaders in this important mission of Ayurveda, advancing it, introducing it, and then, helping us to incorporate it in our daily lives. And that's why we're here today to talk about this retreat where all of this will happen. So, with that, let me hand it to our wonderful faculty, our yeah, more than faculty,
Oh,
but on this,
thank you.
the
Thank you, Ankutji. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And I will actually hand it over to Dr. Mark to start with a small prayer, and then we will continue with the webinar.
Thank you, Mahaji. Let's go ahead and everybody, no matter where you are, go ahead and sit up tall and straight. Take a moment to sit quietly, bring your awareness within. I know that you're on mute, but go ahead where you are and Om 3 times and just bring your energy within. Om. As we continue our meditation, just bring your awareness within. Relax your hands and your wrists. Relax your elbows and your shoulders. Relax your jaw and the muscles of your face, your eyelids and the crown of your head. Settle into your body, knowing that you are more than this body. Be the witness of any thoughts and any feelings that you have right now, any stories that are going on in your life. And know that you are more than those thoughts, more than those feelings, and more than those stories. Not this body, not this mind. Consciousness and joy incarnate, the witness, bliss of the blissful am I. Continue your meditation by bringing your awareness to either the center of your chest or the point between your eyebrows, perhaps the tip of your nose, wherever you're drawn to, wherever you've been trained to focus. This is your drishti, your focal point. Breathe as if from that point, and repeat either your own personal mantra or the mantra of the breath. Soham. So as you inhale, hum as you exhale. Let your breath, your mantra, and your point of focus all become one. At any time your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath, to your mantra, to your point of focus. And we'll sit quietly for the next couple of minutes. As we continue our meditation, chant the root mantra of the divine healer, Lord Dhanvantari. He said that only with the blessings of the divine healer that healing takes place. Only with the blessings of the divine healer can the knowledge of Ayurveda be taught, and can the knowledge be learned. I'll chant the root mantra 9 times, and you're welcome to join me. Om Shri Dhanvantara Murtaye Namaha. 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 May the light of the divine healer illuminate our hearts and our minds as we journey into the knowledge of Ayurveda. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Bolo Sadguru Shri Sivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Bolo Shri Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Namah Shivaya. Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
Welcome again. Welcome once again to today's program, where we will talk more about this upcoming beautiful retreat that's going to take place. And the retreat is in November, and it's an opportunity for all of us to come together and to sit together, to be together, to learn together, and to live together. And to do so in the spirit of Ayurveda, in the spirit of traditional yoga. The retreat is going to take place at a very traditional yoga ashram, the Sivananda Yoga Farm. It's part of the international Sivananda yoga community. Let me just say a few words about that. Many of you probably know of Swami Sivananda. He's one of India's most renowned sadgurus, teachers of the highest knowledge and the highest wisdom of our true self. And here you see on the screen some really beautiful pictures of the Sivananda yoga farm. It's a lovely retreat. It's on 80 acres of land. It's truly beautiful. Swami Sivananda was a medical doctor, and then from there he began to realize there was so much more to know, and so much. It's important to go deeper in terms of helping out humanity. From there he began to study Ayurvedic medicine, and he became quite versed in Ayurvedic medicine. He's written more than 300 books, and a couple of them on Ayurvedic medicine and healing. And then from there he took sannyas, and he became a swami, and he really dedicated his life to the removal of suffering. And he taught that health is wealth, peace of mind is happiness, and yoga shows the way. He had many, many wonderful disciples, and one of them was Swami Vishnu Devananda. Swami Vishnu Devananda came to the West, and he began to open up the Sivananda yoga ashrams in his teacher's name, and he began to open them up around the world. And we're so blessed here in California. We have one of those traditional yoga ashrams. And when you come to the Sivananda ashram, you feel in many ways like you're in India. It feels like a beautiful, heart-centered place to come to learn the highest knowledge, and to do so in a beautiful community of people that are all learning together. You see the yoga hall here with all the students who are meditating together. You can see that in that picture, and we'll be doing that during the retreat. We'll be a part of the community, and you'll have the opportunity either to sit on the floor or in chairs, depending upon your comfort. And satsang takes place twice per day. So satsang, it's a gathering of the community together in the spirit of truth. And it's in the spirit of realizing the highest truth. And so that's going to take place during the ashram each morning and also each evening. There'll be a gathering for meditation, for chanting, and also for spiritual discourse that will be provided by the Swami who is there, and other teachers as well who will be giving satsang. So this just gives you an idea of the beauty of this retreat. It's really going to be sacred. It's going to be different. Each day there will be a 4-hour time period in the middle of the afternoon where we will be gathering and talking about Ayurveda. You're going to be learning about these you're going to be learning really about yourself, and yourself as a unique individual, what makes you unique from an Ayurvedic perspective, and ultimately what it is that is going to bring about well-being for you. You know, it's more than just learning, because you will learn when you're there, but it's really about doing as well. I said this at the beginning. I said, it's more important what you do than what you know. Swami Shivananda would say that an ounce of practice is worth more than a ton of theory. You could spend your entire life studying the scriptures, studying the Ayurvedic texts, studying the yogic texts. The only thing that really matters is what you have incorporated into your life. That's it. It's more important to incorporate one thing into your life than to know 100 things that you could incorporate into your life. This is the great challenge of being human, is that we struggle between our ego and our higher self. And our ego wants to maintain the status quo and the pleasures that it knows in this moment, and it's scared of change. The ego, ahankara, the ego sees change and growth as its own death. Isn't that really interesting? And when you start to realize that, you start to realize why it is so difficult to make change in your life. None of us willingly walk into death. We resist it. There's an inherent natural fear of death. Now, of course, yoga teaches that we need to overcome that. It's one of the kleshas. So we need to overcome that eventually, and it's still very difficult to do that. And the ego sees change as its death, growth as its death, and it fears growth and change and harmony more than anything else. So it struggles to maintain the status quo, which is bringing about a certain amount of pleasure. We say in the West, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. In other words, our current life is sometimes preferred over the unknown life of what would my life be like if I lived a little bit differently, if I lived a little bit more harmoniously. That's what is so challenging, because it's the unknown, even if intellectually we understand that it's difficult to do. In community, during a retreat, you have an opportunity to go on this journey with others, where we're all going to live together in harmony for the weekend during the retreat. We're going to wake up at a harmonious time, go to bed at a harmonious time. We're going to eat harmonious foods together. Beautiful vegetarian sattvic foods that support the clarity of your mind and the opening of your heart. We're going to live together studying higher truth, jnana yoga. We're going to live together doing, not just hearing. This is the beautiful thing. We say that where there's harmony, there is health. And where there's disharmony, there is disease. This is very profound in Ayurveda. We say that health is the natural outcome of living harmoniously. We're going to do that during the retreat. We also say that disease is the natural outcome of living disharmoniously. Disease is just a karma. It is an outcome of the choices that we make in our lives. And they're natural. We don't judge them. We all struggle with all of our choices. During this retreat, one of the real benefits is that you get to break your habits. I'm sure if I was sitting with you and we're all sitting in a group together, I'd say, well, how many of you have some habits that are not healthy? You'd probably shyly raise your hand. And you know that. When you come to a retreat like this, you get the opportunity to, it's as if there was a lot of writing on a chalkboard and you just erased it, and you get to start over. And you get to start living more harmoniously, letting go of those unhealthy habits of staying up too late, the unhealthy habits of sleeping in too late, the unhealthy habits of maybe not meditating in the morning or practicing yoga at any point during the day. This will be gentle yoga, so it's all levels. Don't worry about what your level of of experiences, and you're going to have that opportunity. You'll practice yoga nidra as well, which is the most beautiful, deeply relaxing practice you've ever engaged in. And you're going to use that to amplify your sankalpa being the vision that you have of yourself and your life. Oh, it's a powerful retreat that's going to amplify your ability to live the life of your dreams, physically in terms of your well-being, emotionally in terms of your well-being, and spiritually in terms of your service to the world. No matter what level or what stage of life you're in, the service to the world simply changes as we grow, as we evolve. So we'll talk about that too. Mostly, this is a retreat to reestablish peace in your heart and in your mind. It has to be in your heart for it to be in your mind. If it's just in your mind, it's transient. But if it's in your heart and your mind, it changes your life. And that's because the heart is understood to be the seat of consciousness. So when there's peace in your heart, it means that you're remembering your true self, remembering your true nature as spirit. This is reflected in the mind that is at ease. Our anxiety decreases, our depression decreases, our judgments, our fears, all of that begins to decrease. Ultimately, how we express ourselves in the world begins to change as well. We begin to express ourselves in a manner that is more loving and more kind. And that's really living yoga in the world, to be living a life of love and to be living a life of kindness. And it comes from living in harmony with all of nature. That's the science of Ayurveda. How do we live in harmony with all of nature, including the people? So the people and everything in this world and in this universe, to live in harmony with it. So that's the beautiful part of this retreat. You're going to gain the tools to be able to make this transformation within yourself. That's what it's really all about. It's the value to your well-being and the value to your life and the value to your journey that these retreats are about. Retreats at this depth are really, really, really beneficial to you. And I recommend them at least once a year, so that you come back in community and you remember yourself and you go, oh yeah, these are my values. These are my values. And then you go out in the world and you begin to live those values. And the world is a strange and difficult place. And that's why every year it's important to come back, to participate in these practices. And the sole purpose is to help us remember so that we can live our lives in greater harmony. And remember, where there's harmony, there's health. So no matter what you're going through, living in harmony is going to support your healing journey. And then when you leave, you continue to live more harmoniously and implement the tools of Ayurveda into your life. And that's going to continue your healing journey. So I look forward to spending these days with you, and I know our faculty does too. California College of Ayurveda is nearby. So while you're here at the ashram, which is just a short distance from our college, come over and visit the college as well and see the college and see its beautiful campus, and know that we're working hard to bring well-being to the broader community of the world by training the finest practitioners in the field of Ayurvedic medicine and building a profession for Ayurveda here that truly is a a testament to the beautiful work that has been done by the rishis going back many thousands of years. It's been carried down from generation to generation to generation to generation, providing us with the knowledge and the clues to live the most beautiful life. And I hope you'll come and join us and be a part of this retreat. Many, many blessings. I look forward to spending time with you all. Be well, be kind, be love. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mark. You beautifully addressed the question that I get asked a lot of times, because HOA and CCA, we keep doing these retreats every few months or so. And so far, we've done several, maybe 12 retreats or so. And, people ask this question, why should I come for the retreat? What is in the retreat? But people who come for the retreat, at the end of it, they really experience what you're talking about. And they say, oh, I'm so glad I came. It has a big impact. It helps you realize what's important, like you said, knowing your true nature and self. And that is one thing. And the second feedback is, why are you running these retreats always in Florida at the HUA campus of Pine Lake Retreat Center? And I said, finally, we need to do something in California. And that's why we have addressed that. And we are doing it this time at the Sivananda Yoga Farms in California. So all the West Coast people who have been asking for retreats on the West Coast. So here we are offering this on the West Coast. And if you see, I just had a list of elements of holistic wellness. We will cover most of this, I'm assuming, Dr. Mark, right?
Yeah, these will be all a part of the program that the students will be participating in. This is some of the practices that are, just an important part of everyday life. Dinacharya, such meaning from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed. What are your daily routines like? This is very important. And of course, yoga, we will be practicing pranayama is a part of that. You'll be, maybe you're familiar, maybe you're practicing, and maybe you're not. And either way, it's built into the program and built into the yoga classes. So you'll be doing or having an opportunity to do some Kapalabhati, some Anuloma Viloma, the alternate nostril breathing, meditating every day, yoga nidra every day. It's going to be so relaxing and peaceful. Exercise pranayama every day as part of the asana classes, satsang, coming together, gathering together as community in the spirit of truth. Sleep at a healthy time every day. You'll be in nature. In the morning when you wake up, you may have the blessing of being amongst the deer. Many deer that are on the ashram, and of course, excellent sattvic food. Sattvic food is food that brings clarity to your heart and to your mind. And so, yes, all of this is going to be incorporated into the program and more, because there's also going to be jnana yoga, the knowledge. You're going to be learning the knowledge of Ayurveda and the knowledge of your true self. So it'll all be a part of the program.
Wonderful. Let me move on a little bit of logistics. So we are having two tracks, right? One is a self-healing track and another is a practitioner track. Maybe you can talk a little bit about these two tracks and how we are going to manage that.
These two tracks are essential because some of the people who will be at the retreat will be practitioners. This is for everybody, even people with the most advanced Ayurvedic training and the most advanced yoga training. It's going to be something to learn for everybody that is there. And even more than learning, there's going to be something for everybody to live while they are there, because really this is all about a way of living in the world. We will be together at times during the retreat, and we'll be in our own separate groups at times during the retreat, where those on the self-healing track are gathering together to learn about their constitution You'll learn about what makes you a unique person called your prakriti. And you will also learn about the current state of physiology in your body, what is out of balance as well. And that's called your vikriti. And then you will learn the tools and the practices to restore harmony and balance. And that's going to be part of those 4 hour days between mostly 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock each day. You will be learning about that. Built into your day is the satsangs, the yoga asanas, and pranayama class, and then, of course, the yoga nidra class. It's all a part of your program. You'll be going to bed by 10 o'clock. You'll be waking up at around 5:30 to join satsang at 6 o'clock. For the practitioners, there will be more clinical gatherings where we'll be talking about clinical cases, and we'll also be answering questions and perhaps doing some practices such as pulse taking together. So yes, there will be something for everyone there. And for the most seasoned practitioners, we have some experts that are out there. You're going to be honored and respected as well for the depth of knowledge you have, and you're going to be asked to participate as a teacher in the sense of, tell us what you know as well. Let's talk about clinical cases together. It's a discussion. And so we welcome you, no matter whether you are the most beginner, just getting started, how beautiful, and whether you're the most advanced practitioner. There's going to be some value, much value, for you attending this retreat, I can assure you.
Wonderful. In fact, you already talked about the Sivananda yoga forms. In fact, I happened to go there a couple of months back. Like you said, it's a beautiful campus and very nice, serene settings. And one of the things, questions people ask is, hey, there is a brunch or a meal at 10 o'clock and one at 6. So are we only eating twice a day? That's a common question because everybody's used to eating 3 times a day with snacks and tea, coffee, fruits, a lot of things during the day. So can you talk about that?
Yeah. This always is different for some people, not for everybody. I actually always eat 2 meals per day, but not everybody does. 2 meals per day happens to actually be an ideal schedule for those who are going through a cleanse or for those who are purifying their bodies and their minds. And from an Ayurvedic perspective, those that are balancing the kapha dosha. And if you don't know what that means, we'll talk about that later. So that's an inherently beautiful schedule. Now, it's not as if there won't be opportunities for snacks, opportunities for, you see that even built into the schedule there. There'll be a break for fruits and herbal teas, but there'll be plenty of opportunities. You're never going to be hungry. Also, when these meals take place, they are buffet style. You'll be coming up to the buffet. You'll be taking of the sattvic food, and you can certainly take enough to keep you satisfied between your meals. So not to worry about that. Having that longer break between the meals is nice because it allows your body to fully digest the food. That's something that we don't often do. We tend to graze, we tend to keep on eating, and our bodies never have that feeling of being empty. And then being empty, the digestion is clean, and then we're ready to take our next meal. It's not that 2 meals a day is perfect for everybody, but it's a beautiful schedule. And if you are in need of more food, not to worry, you will be able to satisfy yourself with snacks or fruits, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we have fruits and herbal teas. In fact, I did speak to Swami Adi and say, what if people say they want food in between? That was the biggest question that many people ask. So there definitely will be fruits and herbal teas, and I think that would be good. Next is the faculty. We already talked about it. You will be there. Dr. Dearhart will be there. Of course, Brenda and Kelsey. I think we are going to get few more faculty also coming in. So I think we'll have enough people to support. And of course, I'm going to be there. I think Ankur is also going to be there. So we are all there to support and guide you and help through this process.
Yeah, absolutely. Our faculty is fantastic. Dr. Krulikowski has been practicing Ayurvedic medicine for 20 years. And so she's also the chief herbalist at the college and the chief herbalist now for Ayurvedic Botanicals, an Ayurvedic herbal company. So she is really quite an expert in Ayurvedic medicine. And Dr. Kelsey Page, too. She is an expert in Ayurvedic medicine. Both are outstanding faculty at the college, beloved by the students, and really capable of supporting you through the whole process. Dr. Andrea Dearhart is my wife, and she is a psychologist and a mythologist and end-of-life practitioner, and she is also an expert in yoga nidra and the practice of yoga nidra. And so she and I will be conducting the yoga nidra sessions that you'll be engaged in, and you'll have lots of support. When you go through a retreat, you face yourself, you look at yourself, and you need to talk about what you're going through. So we'll have circles as well, where we're just going to be sharing our hearts with each other, and the faculty hold space for you so beautifully. So rest assured, you'll be well taken care of.
Wonderful. Of course, this is just information about accommodation. There are different types of cabins. Some of these cabins have their own attached bathrooms. You can have one person or two people in a cabin. There are some cabins which are lower cost, where the bathrooms are actually shared bathrooms, which are outside the cabin. Overall, I think we have enough to manage about 25 to 30 people there. Kind of 20s where we are hoping we'll limit, then we'll have a more enjoyable experience, but we can do up to 25 or 30 if more people want to enroll and be there. And I myself tried out one of these cabins. I stayed there. It's wonderful, amazing. Like Dr. Mark said, if you wake up, you might see, he said, deer, right? Look, there's a cabin with a picture of the deer here. And I think I remember seeing a lot of birds, and you wake up to the sounds of birds in the morning, right? It's so amazing. And Dr. Mark, you must have much more experience being there at the retreat.
It's called the yoga farm, and there are farm animals there as well. Farm animals in the sense of there's a few llamas that are on the property. Yeah, there are a few llamas on the property and goats on the property, and sometimes they're wandering the property. and of course the deer that are abundant and are so comfortable on the property. One thing we didn't mention is there's also several shrines on the
Yes.
property, and also temples on the property. It's a large property. There's a beautiful Shiva temple up on top of on one of the hills, which if you like to walk, you'll be able to walk up to the Shiva temple. It's beautiful. There's a shrine to Krishna, and a Durga temple as well. You could feel very much at home in this ashram. It's really very, very, very beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful place actually. Quickly going to some of the questions again. Dates. I'll share the links on the chat. Thursday, November 20 to Sunday, November 23rd. It's a week before Thanksgiving. And the other question on travel is, how far is it and where is it? So if you're actually fly into the Sacramento International Airport, SMF, it's about an hour drive from there. You can either take an Uber or rent a car and come here. There's plenty of parking at the farms. And bring some warm, loose clothing because you're going to be doing yoga, and some shoes also because a lot of nature, and you can take a walk in the morning, evening. So in terms of logistics, it should not be that difficult flying into Sacramento. Or if you want to drive from the Bay Area or other places, maybe 3 hours from Bay Area. And I don't know, the other side, if you want to fly into Reno, Nevada, it might take an hour and a half to drive from there. But I would recommend coming into Sacramento if you're flying. And if there are any specific questions around this, we can answer in the end. And here are the links. I'll post these links on the chat. And of course, there'll be an email sent out to everybody in terms of how you register and so on and so forth. So maybe, Ankur, we can stop with this and see if there are any questions from the audience, and we can answer them while we are on the call.
Yeah, so please let's have your questions about the retreat. Kumuji, I don't know if your long question is about the retreat, but let's have people ask their clarifying questions. If having the schedule, lined up in the daily schedule, so it's really nice to see that people can know what to expect. I've got the poll up right now. If you can fill that out, the link, a little bit of the details is in the chat as well. Mahaji might share something else.
Let me add something, Ankur, for just a moment. I just want to let everybody know too that your families are absolutely welcome. Your extended families are welcome. You can turn this into a family retreat, and that would be a beautiful way for you all to spend time together in sacred space, a different kind of a family vacation, a sacred family vacation, and to look at it as a vacation, a vacating of your lifestyle habits that are no longer serving you, and to vacate the stress of the world for a little while and to come together in community. So, yeah, your entire family is welcome no matter what age.
Yeah, actually, that's what I'm planning to do. Bring my parents and my wife. All four of us are going to come up, so that'll be nice. And right, so 20, 25, 30 people. So it's nice to get this scheduled out sooner than later. Right, the cost is for the 3 days.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, it
two
includes all
nights,
the
three
food and
days.
stay and the whole thing, everything put together. That's the cost. Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, let's thank you, Chetanji, for that question. Anybody else have anything to ask about the retreat? All right, Kumuji, let's hear what you have to ask. Can you unmute yourself? Go ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Halpern. So you started the session by praying to Dhanvantari. And I just want to ask you a question that, the other day, last Friday, I got my COVID shot. And so before that, I prayed to Dhanvantari and I said, I don't want any bad side effects because the previous year I had bad side effects, right? And what did that do? It landed me up in the ER because my situation was so bad, the reaction. I was in bed, I was in a lot of pain. I could not even get up. So how do you explain that? That's one question. And that personal question I have is these two brass coffee things at the back you have, did you get that in the US?
Oh, yeah. The lamps you're referring to right here?
No,
Is
the
that what you're
carafe.
referring to?
The carafe. I don't know, it's a lamp or what. The two,
Yeah.
like a coffee with the spout.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually a gift from my father. From when he left that to me. He was in India in the 1970s,
No?
and he brought home a few things, and those are things that I have held sacred in my heart as a memory of my dad. So he got those, and I'm not exactly sure where because he was traveling around lots of parts of India. But that's where those come from, right over here. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
which you can see over my shoulder. And
Oh,
yeah, these are little like carafes, yes. And
yeah. Because
now
I grew up. I'm sorry, I grew up in the Middle East, and so that's very common over there. So
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, he brought me a few things that I have. I have I think maybe it's somewhere on my altar. I'm not quite sure where. Go back. Yeah, it's not there. It's there. I just can't see it. There's a beautiful, there's a beautiful solid sandalwood elephant as well. That is there, 100% sandalwood, the real sandalwood. And so here we are now, 50 years later, 60 years later, and if I scratch it, I still smell the beautiful sandalwood. It hasn't lost any of its scent, so it's really beautiful. Always reminds me of my dad. So, but as far as Lord Dhanvantari, you see that over my other shoulder right here. That's Lord Dhanvantari, the divine healer as well. Now, what Lord Dhanvantari really represents is our healing journey. It's our healing journey. And so what that refers to is the story of the Samudra Manthan that you may be familiar with, the churning of the oceans. And the churning of the ocean story, Lord Dhanvantari arises out of the ocean, carrying the amritam, the sacred elixir of life and health in his hands. It's a vessel, a kunda, in his hands. And inside there is the amrita, the sacred elixir of life. And it's a gift to our divine self, which is represented by the gods. So in the story, the gods and the demons, the devatas and the asuras are churning the ocean together. They're working together, which is a symbol of our inner struggle. The struggle between the devata within us, which is our higher self, and the asura within us, which is our aspects of the ego. And they're churning the ocean together. Now, you may remember that as the ocean churns, one of the things that comes out of the ocean is the halhala. This is the toxin. This is the poisons that arise from the ocean. And of course, that is swallowed by Shiva and in the story. And this represents turning over the pain and the suffering that arises during the churning to God. We have to offer it to God. It doesn't mean that when we chant to Dhanvantari, it doesn't that we're never going to suffer. You had this reaction to the COVID shot, and you felt pain and you felt discomfort, and maybe it affected your whole body. Maybe you felt flu-like. That's the poison rising out of the ocean from the churning. Here you are doing something really very important to yourself, and you're even doing it with awareness of the sacred. You are praying to Lord Dhanvantari, and still there is suffering, and that's because the poison has to come out. Now, how do we deal with that poison is really the question. How do we deal with the struggle and the challenges that arise in our lives? We can either get caught up in its drama and say, oh, this is terrible what has happened, and why has God done this to me? And here I pray to God, and God has done this to me. Or we can turn it over to God and say, God, please take this as an offering. Swaha. I turn over my poison to you to swallow. It's very important that we do that. It's part of our inner purification that is taking place as to whether or not we can remain calm in during the challenges and the struggles that are happening in our lives. The whole story of the Samudra Manthan is based on the struggle that we have and the expectations really that we have of God. The sage Durvasa is the center piece of that story at the beginning, and he sees Lord Indra coming toward him, and he wants to make an offering to Lord Indra, as you may know, and he puts together a garland and he offers it to Lord Indra. But that garland is eventually, he perceives it as being rejected. And of course, his elephant, Ayurveda, steps on it in the mud. He's very angry. The sage is very angry. And he curses God. How could you make this happen to me? How could you step on the garland? And this is what we say when when we're angry at God, and we say, how could I feel so bad after my shot? And I prayed to you, Dhanvantari, and this has happened. It's the same thing. It's all starts the churning within us. Poison rises. Now, what do we do with that emotion? What do we do with our disappointment? What do we do with our anger? What do we do with our disappointment and even our lack of faith that we have sometimes? What do we do with it? Well, the story teaches us and the traditions teach us that we offer that up to God. We offer that up to God, or we offer it into the sacred fire. Swaha. We offer it into the sacred fire so that it can be transformed and purified. And what's left is our true divine self. So the healing journey is not an easy one. The healing journey is not always one of, oh, if I just say my mantras or I just say my prayers, everything will go perfect for me. It will, but we have to still move through the obstacles, the challenges. That's why we have Lord Ganesha representing our strength inside to overcome those obstacles. Dhanvantari representing within us the highest potential for well-being. And each of the deities represents parts of ourselves. It gives us the strength to overcome. And so I understand your challenge with the vaccine, and you did it in such a beautiful way by praying to Lord Dhanvantari. Don't always expect every prayer to come true in the way in which you think, but rather that you're on a healing journey and Dhanvantari is overseeing that journey. You will be okay, but there's still more to do, and offer the suffering over to God, offer the suffering into the sacred fire. So I hope that answers your question as best I can today in the small time that we have together.
Yeah, I think my conclusion was that most of these prayers are curative rather than preventative. So you will get what you get, and then they help you to come out of it, Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow, what a great answer, Dr. Mark. Appreciate the depth that you shared that in. Thank you, Kumuji, as always. Appreciate you being on with us. All right, so we have a few more. Chetanji, yeah, please do enroll. Glad that it's before your birthday, a way to celebrate and take the next year on strong. Very good. I have the poll up. If you haven't yet filled it out, let us know if you're interested. And I think we got everyone's question. Now is your chance to get your last couple questions in, and then I'll hand it back to, I think, Mahaji and then Dr. Mark to wrap this up. What do you say, Mahaji?
Definitely. Maybe I'll go first with some closing remarks. See, I think we've been doing these retreats, like I said, for the last few years. And almost all the time, people come back and tell us, wow, I really am so glad I took the time. I came, I spent time not having to worry about the day-to-day routines and just get into a new way of life. It really got me started in terms of spending time with myself and not looking at the watch. That's one of the things people see is, oh, it's 8 o'clock, I need to have breakfast, it's 12 o'clock, I need. So somehow you get used to actually going by the cycles of time, and the whole retreat experience helps you disrupt that and not having to think about these things day to day. Accept the way things are and get into that flow, and it really helps you. And I always look forward to the next retreat, even though we are all planning and running this retreat, we get into that schedule ourselves too. So it's so amazing to be there, and I'm looking forward to this. Dr. Mark?
Yeah, thank you, Mahaji. I would just add to all of this that this is an opportunity for you to give yourself a gift. This is a gift to your higher self, and you deserve that. You deserve that in many, many ways, and as many times to give yourself that gift. But too often people don't. Too often people get caught up in the drama of life and don't take enough time for themselves. Don't take enough time. And sometimes when we take time for ourselves, we define that as, oh, I'm going to go away and I'm going to have, some sort of rajasic adventure. I'm going to go to some island somewhere. I'm going to drink alcohol. I'm going to take a vacation and stay up late and sleep in, and it's not the same. This is a different kind of a gift to yourself. It's a different kind of a vacation. It's truly vacating the mind. And yoga teaches yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is achieved when we eradicate the disturbances of the mind, when we vacate the mind, when the mind becomes empty, when the mind becomes still. That's when we realize our true self. That's when we have sustainable inner peace. And that's when our well-being really, really increases and healing takes place. So I just encourage you, give this to yourself as a sacred gift, as a present. It is something that you will cherish forever, a memory that you'll have forever, and hopefully you'll want to do it again and again. So many blessings, and I look forward to seeing you all.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Daniel.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.